Think Second Life is only for people with deep pockets? Think again. Meet Ella, a virtual Cinderella who built her dream avatar, snagged a home, and lives her best digital life without spending a single real-world cent. It's not magic, it's hustle. If you're holding back because you think Second Life's price tag is too high, this story will prove you don't need a budget, just a bit of creativity, patience, and grit. Ready to see how it's done? It all started with a movie, a sweet, tear-jerking YouTube story about a couple who found love in Second Life. That was the moment Ella, moved to tears, decided she had to be part of this world. 3 days later, she sold everything she could spare, scraped together enough money, and bought a PC capable of running Second Life. It touched my heart, Ella says. Second Life seemed like a dream come true after I saw that film. Everything real life should be, but isn't. No hunger, no illness, no death. Just freedom. The freedom to be yourself and meet countless people from all over the world. How could I not give it a try? With a mix of hope and curiosity, Ella logged in, ready to dive into this perfect virtual utopia. Little did she know that her search for love would lead her down a path of ingenuity, perseverance, and unexpected success. This is the story of how Ella turned a spark of inspiration into a decade-long adventure and proved you don't need a fortune to live your best virtual life. That was 2014. Granted, Second Life back then wasn't as complex as it is today. There weren't nearly as many choices for bodies, heads, clothes, and all the other bells and whistles that tempt us now. Nonetheless, that didn't stop most of us from spending money, lots of money, to build our avatars and virtual lives. But Ella was different. She was unemployed, with no extra cash to waste, especially after just buying a new computer to join Second Life. After all, joining Second Life is free, right? For Ella, the question wasn't about whether she could participate, but how she could thrive without spending a cent of real money. And thus began her incredible journey, a story that's part scrappy determination, part clever strategy, and all heart. 2014 was a pivotal year in Second Life history. It was the year the Maitreya body launched, setting a new standard for avatar beauty. For Ella, this body wasn't just a milestone. It was her dream. She had one goal, to be her most beautiful self in Second Life, without spending a dime. And since she had no spare cash to begin with, she had to get creative. Ella set her sights on earning Linden dollars, starting with fishing contests. I did 5 to 10 contests an hour to earn 100 lindens, she explains. As her ranking improved, she began catching bigger fish, which brought in bigger rewards. Slowly but surely, she worked her way up. Now, let me tell you, I don't say this lightly. That's dedication. And I mean dedication. I consider myself a patient woman. I've been known to tackle tasks that would make others give up, but fishing for lindens? That's a big no-no in my books. I wanted my dream, Pris, Ella says, and dream she did. From those humble beginnings with a fishing rod in hand, she began building the foundation of what would become a remarkable Second Life journey. By the time Ella had saved enough lindens to buy the coveted Maitreya body, a new challenge appeared on the horizon. Mesh heads. Katwa and Lalutka had entered the scene, offering avatars expressive and lifelike features that elevated Second Life aesthetics to a whole new level. Naturally, Ella's next goal was to upgrade her look with one of these heads. But true to her principles, borrowing money was out of the question. I don't like owing anyone anything, she explains. I wanted to do it all my own way. For Ella, it was all about independence and figuring out how to make things happen with the resources available to her. Determined to earn her lindens honestly, she began exploring other ways to generate income in Second Life. That's when she discovered Sploders, a feature that adds a layer of fun and opportunity to club events. A Sploder is essentially a virtual jackpot system where participants pay a small amount of lindens to enter. When the timer runs out, the prize pool is distributed randomly among the winners, rather than being split equally. For many, this randomness makes Sploders a gamble. But for Ella, they were another avenue to steadily grow her earnings with a touch of luck and strategy. In addition to Sploders, Ella participated in club competitions, which often reward winners with linden prizes for activities like themed outfits, dancing, or trivia. With her growing knowledge of Second Life's economy, she was crafting a strategy to achieve her goals, one linden at a time. Ella's resourcefulness and unwillingness to take shortcuts are what set her apart. She was playing the long game, determined to build the avatar of her dreams through her own efforts, and succeeding in the process. When it came to clothing, Ella had another strategy up her sleeve. Her secret? Group gifts. Back in 2014, most store groups were free to join, and many offered high-quality monthly gifts for their members. This was a goldmine for someone like Ella, who wanted to build a stylish wardrobe without spending any lindens unnecessarily. With limited group slots available, Ella developed a system. She'd join a group, collect the gift, and then leave to free up space for the next store. Rinse and repeat. It was a cycle of strategic hopping that allowed her to maximize her wardrobe options while staying within her constraints. I was always on the hunt for outfits, Ella shares. I'd join a shop group, grab the free gift for my body, then move on to the next one. It was all about being resourceful. This approach not only saved her money, but also helped her keep up with Second Life fashion trends. For Ella, it wasn't just about saving lindens. It was about making the most of what Second Life had to offer. Her determination and resourcefulness turned her into a virtual fashionista, proving that you don't need to spend a fortune to look great. Of course, no journey is without its questionable chapters, and Ella is the first to admit that her path wasn't always straightforward. One of those moments came early on when a stranger made an inappropriate proposition. Without missing a beat, Ella replied, "Okay, it'll cost you 2,000 lindens." To her surprise, the stranger sent her the money. Ella couldn't resist the irony. "Well, now you're f***ed up," she said, and promptly logged off. That incident sparked a short-lived but memorable chapter in Ella's Second Life. She started experimenting with doming men for lindens. Her approach was bold, unapologetic, and admittedly unconventional. "I'm not perfect," she confesses with a giggle. "It wasn't my brightest time, but hey, we all have to start somewhere." This phase wasn't about judgment or regret. It was simply part of the journey. She learned, grew, and eventually moved on to more sustainable ways of making lindens, leaving behind the antics of her early days. Yet these moments remain an amusing reminder of her resourcefulness and her willingness to navigate Second Life on her own terms. These days, Ella's income is much more stable, thanks to her job as a hostess at a popular Second Life club. For just 2 hours of work, she earns around 3,000 lindens, a respectable rate that covers her virtual expenses. On top of that, her job comes with a major perk: a free home. This arrangement suits her perfectly, though she's no stranger to renting. At one point, Ella took the plunge and rented an entire sim for 6 months. It wasn't worth it, at least for me, she admitted. The upkeep and expense outweighed the benefits, so she eventually scaled back. Another key source of income for Ella has been breeding fennecs and other breedables. Over the years, she's refined her breeding strategy to maximize profits, claiming to have earned an impressive 3 million lindens in her decade on the platform. For those unfamiliar, breedables are virtual pets, or creatures that can be raised, traded, and sold for profit, essentially turning a hobby into a business. Today, Ella enjoys a steady weekly income of 9,000 to 12,000 lindens. While that might sound like plenty, most of it goes straight to her shopping habit. I buy 3 outfits a day, she says. It just pays for my addiction. Though her priorities have shifted over time, Ella has built a comfortable virtual life for herself. She may not be chasing lindens with the same fervor as she did in her early days, but her entrepreneurial spirit and dedication remain as strong as ever. One thing that truly stands out about Ella's journey is that she has never taken money out of Second Life. Every linden she has earned over the years has been reinvested back into the platform. Whether it's shopping for 3 outfits a day, renting land, or purchasing breedables, Ella has found a way to utilize all the free opportunities Second Life offers while supporting the creator economy. It's important to acknowledge this because some might question whether her approach aligns with the spirit of the platform. But at its core, Second Life is promoted as a free-to-join platform. Nothing Ella has done breaks that promise. She simply demonstrated resourcefulness and dedication, building her life within the constraints of what's offered. Sure, there's the one questionable chapter where she accepted money under unconventional circumstances. But hey, we all make mistakes. And Ella is the first to admit she's learned and grown from those moments. Linden Lab might not see avatars like Ella as their ideal users. She isn't directly contributing to their income through purchases of lindens, but she plays an important role nonetheless. Her lindens go straight to creators, keeping Second Life's economy thriving and dynamic. In many ways, she represents the very essence of what makes Second Life special. A platform where creativity, community, and self-sufficiency can flourish, no matter your budget. These days, most platforms and games follow the same playbook. They're free to join, but once you're hooked, you're paying for extras. It's a stark contrast to how things were back in the day, when we bought games on discs. You played the game, beat it, and then took it to your local video store to trade it in for credit toward your next adventure. Or am I just showing my age here? Maybe the new generation is scratching their heads at the very idea of trading in physical discs. And back then, there was nothing else to buy once you had the game. No season passes, no microtransactions, no exclusive skins. These days, you join for free, and then the real spending starts. Season passes for extra gameplay, virtual currency to customize your armor, weapons, or ships, and countless aesthetic upgrades. Second Life isn't so different. While it's free to join, everything you want to customize or enhance, your avatar, home, animations, vehicles, comes at a price. But unlike many other platforms, Second Life's content isn't churned out by developers in a studio. It's created by its residents, people like you and me, okay, maybe more talented than me, because if I tried to make something, it would probably end up as a glitchy box stuck on your head. Ella's story fits right into this model. She's living proof that it's possible to thrive in Second Life without spending real money. Instead, she's navigated the system with creativity and grit, supporting the creators who make this virtual world so vibrant. And while the model might be familiar to gamers today, Ella's journey serves as a reminder of the ingenuity and community that set Second Life apart from the rest. Another key point to consider is that Ella began her journey in 2014, a time when Second Life was very different from what it is today. Back then, choices were limited. There weren't nearly as many options for mesh bodies, and the cost of entry, while still significant, wasn't as high as it is now. Today, everything has gone up: bodies, heads, clothing, and even group fees. Groups that were once free and offered generous monthly gifts are now rarely free, and if they are, gifts are more of a blue moon occurrence. Times have certainly changed, but there are still ways to earn lindens. The catch? You've got to be more savvy, and above all, patient. Extreme patience, to be honest. I don't have the dedicated time Ella had to build her dream avatar. Fishing, for example, requires consistency. If you're only going to fish for a couple of hours every 2 weeks, it might take you years to earn enough for that perfect mesh body. But for those with time and dedication, there are countless ways to earn your way through Second Life. Ella's journey proves that. For me, though, I prefer a simpler route. I pay my yearly membership, enjoy my free linden home, collect my weekly stipend, and top up my wallet when I feel like splurging. It's a matter of lifestyle and preference, and every type of approach contributes to what makes Second Life successful. Ella's story also reminds us that the journey itself can be entertaining and rewarding. Whether you're building a virtual life from scratch or spending lindens on your dream setup, it's an adventure. How we join, why we join, and the paths we take are what makes Second Life so unique. It's a place where every story, whether extravagant or humble, adds to the richness of this virtual world. And what about Ella's original mission? Did she find love? Well, love has come and gone for her over the years. True love? Not quite yet. But if Ella's journey shows us anything, it's that Second Life is full of surprises, and there's always time for love, maybe even just one teleport away. So, what do you think? Could you build your dream avatar and live your best virtual life without spending a single cent? Do you have the patience to fish, group hop, or maybe even discover your own creative ways to earn lindens? Or would you rather skip the hustle and splurge your way to virtual luxury? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed Ella's inspiring story, or if you're just here for the tea, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell like it owes you lindens. Trust me, your virtual wallet will thank you for sticking around. This is Priska Newell from Second Life Spectrum, signing off with a reminder. You don't need to break the bank to break into Second Life. Until next time, keep hustling, keep creating, and remember, even in a virtual world, patience is a superpower. Talk soon.